Casey Musgraves and Zach Bryan are two of my favorite musicians in the game right now because of their authenticity. Songs that are unique to them, that mean something to them, and therefore mean something to all of us. The best art is a reflection of yourself, of your past, perhaps where you think the future might go, but in this moment in time. And the purer you get to that place, the more it's going to connect with everyone, because that's ultimately what connects with them. Purity, authenticity, and a story that people can comprehend. So today we're going to break down I Remember Everything step by step. Here we go.
Vodka and whiskey's gonna ease my mind. Beach towel dress on the drying line. Do I remind you of your daddy in his 88 Ford? Labrador hanging out the passenger door. The sand from your hair is blowing in my eyes. Blame it on the beach, grown men don't cry. Do you remember that beat down basement couch? I'd sing you my love songs and you'd tell me about how your mama ran off and pawned her ring. I remember everything.
All right. So we start off with this C major to G major to A minor. Now, C major and A minor are relative majors and minors. So they contain the same notes, but they're like yin and yang, the exact opposite of each other, which is perfect for this song because it's simple, everybody knows the change, but it really is going to paint this picture along with the lyrics of the positive of that time and place, and then the flip side, which is the message. So we start off, Rot Gut Whiskey's going to ease my mind, getting hammered. Beach towel rests on the drying line. Now, you're painting the picture of a beach town and you see the drying line, but drying line is kind of a juxtaposition because, again, you're not dried out. You're getting hammered, okay? Do I remind you of your daddy in your 88 Ford? So it talks to that, youth falling in love thing, but that she, he connects with her immediately because it reminds her of her father. Like there's something there that she connects with. We've all been there. Labrador hanging out the passenger door. You see it, right? So there's that immediate attraction. Sand from your hair, blowing in my eyes, blame it on the beach, grown men don't cry. Again, you're spending this time together. You're feeling this connection. It's visceral. I, for one, lived at the beach. There's something about the beach. When I was in my teens and just going back in time, whenever I see my friends from that time period, it's always that specific party, that specific spot. And so painting the picture of the individual truck with the dog, like the actual picture, juxtaposed with these two souls coming together in this adolescent alcohol-fueled thing, is just something we can all relate to. It goes on. Do you remember that beat-down basement couch? I'd sing you love songs. You'd tell me about how your mama ran off and pawned her ring. I remember everything. So, that is where the memories were made, both good and bad. That's where you shared that piece of yourself, that vulnerability, and it was received by someone else, right? And even though we were drunk all the time, I remember everything. Let's keep going.
A cold shoulder, a closing time. You were begging me to stay till the sun rose. Strange words Pictures and passing time, you only smile like that when you're drinking. I wish I didn't, but I do. Remember every moment on the nights with you.
So I love it. So the chorus, cold shoulder to closing time, right? It's that, yep, we've all been in those relationships, especially new ones, where it's hard to get. Not always because you're trying to play hard to get, because you're uncomfortable with your feelings, right? And you don't know how close you're going to let somebody get. And especially when you're intoxicated, sometimes it just happens in an instant. Cold shoulder at closing time. But then you're begging me to stay till the sun rose, right? That deep, intimate connection. Strained words come out of a grown man's mouth when his mind's broke, like saying I love you too soon, sharing too much, again, breaking down that vulnerability. Pictures and passing time, you only smile like that when you're drinking. Yeah, you've let your guard come down and you're starting to share your heart for perhaps the first time with another person. I wish I didn't, but I do remember every moment on the nights with you. So there's that first little crack in the facade, right? A little fissure where you're just like, ooh, I wish I didn't, but I remember every moment on the nights with you. Again, this relationship didn't work. It didn't work. You remember this relationship that he's referring to. This is why you connect with it. And in the chorus, we add in our 4 chords. You got F, C is 1, G is 5, A minor is 6. And now this melody, the whole time, just goes up and down, C major or A minor pentatonic, same scale. Now what that does here is it creates this continuity. When the melody doesn't have any half steps and it doesn't really change, it creates that singular focal point that you keep coming back to. It's why when you see the video of Casey joining him on stage for the first time together singing this song, everyone in the crowd sang along with the lyrics. It's simple. We can understand it. It's a basic melody that just connects the chords, lands on the chord tones, and it's consistent. It doesn't change. There's not a lot of big leaps. It just stays right on it, whether you're in the verse or the chorus. Simple, super effective.
You're drinking everything to ease your mind. But when the hell are you gonna ease mine? You're like concrete feet in the summer heat. It burns like hell when 2 souls meet. No, you'll never be the man that you always swore. But I remember you singing in that 88 Ford.
So here you get the female perspective for the first time. And it's just, again, perfect. C major, A minor. It is your relative major and minor. The same notes flipped over. The exact opposite, the yin and the yang. You're drinking everything to ease your mind, but when the hell are you going to ease mine? So I can tell that you're still a boy. I can tell that you're not a man and that you haven't grown up yet. I can feel it. I know it. Doesn't change that I'm attracted to you, but I know that you're not the one and this isn't the time. I can tell that you haven't grown up yet, okay? Like concrete feet in the summer heat, burns like hell when 2 souls meet. Again, painting the picture. We all walked home from those crazy nights with no shoes walking on the concrete. You know what I'm saying. No, you'll never be the man that you always swore, but I remember you singing in that 88 Ford. Remember when Zach was singing in the first verse, crazy words come out of a man's soul, right? Voice when he's feeling like this. Telling you I love you. I'll always be there for you. I'm the one you've been looking for. Whatever it takes, right? But she knows that's not who you are and that's what you'll become. You know you're still a boy. She knows. But I'll remember those days and those times, all of it, good and bad, like you sing it in the 88 Ford. Just like tremendous songwriting, because everybody has that story. It doesn't have to be an 88 Ford. For my wife and I, she had a white Volkswagen Cabriolet, automatic with red interior, convertible. Easily, I think it was like a 80 something. Easily the least desirable model. I've tried to find it for her again and buy it for her 40th birthday. They're all manual. None of them are white with red. Like, didn't exist. But the point is, I remember that car, just like you remember the 88 Ford. You make it real for you, you make it real for everyone.
A cold shoulder, closing time. You were begging me to stay till the sun rose. Strange words come on out of a grown man's mouth when his mind's broke. Pictures and passing time. You only smile like that when you're drinking. I wish I didn't, but I do. Remember every moment on the nights with you.
Cold shoulder, closing time.
Now they both sing it.
Till the sun rose. Strange words come on out of a grown man's mouth when his mind's broke. Pictures in passing time. You only smile like that when you're drinking. I wish I didn't, but I do. Remember every moment
Love
of the
to
nights
drink.
with you.
Bring it down.
Raw dirt whiskey's gonna ease my mind. Beach towel dress on the drying line.
Freeform. I love it.
Do I remind you of your daddy in my 88 Ford? Labrador hanging out the passenger door.
And I love how it ends on the A minor. It doesn't get resolved to that major chord, because this relationship didn't work out. Again, to recap, we're telling a story that is real to us. We're painting the picture of that place and time and the people that we were then, what we knew to be true and what we did. And we remember it clearly, for good and bad, even though we were intoxicated the whole time. Such a deep concept. Starts with the Rock Gut Whiskey's Gonna Ease My Mind, right? It starts with him presenting that. Going through his process, finally letting himself out, wanting this girl so badly, knowing that there's a connection, but also knowing that he's just saying what he's saying to get what he wants to get, right? And then it switches to her after the first chorus, doing the opposite side of the picture. Again, relative major and minor, but with the same notes in there, connecting them. Talking about, I know you're just a boy. I know you haven't grown. I know you're not meaning the things that you're saying to say. I know what you're all about. But that doesn't mean that I'm not all juiced up too and want to have some fun because I'm young, right? And this is the way it goes. You get it wrong till you get it right in love. There is no other way. And so you have to put yourself out there. And those early times, especially in summer in those beach towns, it's when it happened for me. It's just how it happens for so many people. And when you tell that story that's true to you, it connects with others. And that's the power of this duo. And they do it so well together. And I'm just so happy to see two of my favorite artists working together and just carrying that flag for what country music, pop music, songwriting should be. There's so much trash out there, but Zach and Casey are the real deal. I'm going to see Casey when she comes through Baltimore in November, and I don't know when I'm going to see Zach again, but I'm going to give him a quick shout out because he's been a long-time supporter of this channel. He actually had me, my son, and his friend, I'll throw a picture up here if I can find it, backstage to hang for a little bit. And he hung out with he was 12 at that time, and his friend for like a half an hour, just hanging out, made them feel cooler than ever. And I just thought, how nice of it, how genuine was it for him to take that time to connect with the kids and say, thanks for being here and listening to my music. It was just like a really powerful moment, one that I know I'll never forget and my son and his friend will never forget. So for that, Zach, just know I always got your back, brother. That's it, my friends. If you dig the vibe here, please hit subscribe. If you're a guitar player and you would like to learn from me directly, all my lessons and all my courses are at guitargate.com. It's the first link in the description. It's also how you support this channel. I'm grateful to be your online guitar teacher, and I hope you'll join us over there. That's it. Take care. Keep listening to the real music, sharing the real stories. That's the point of all this. Connection. Cheers.